Hello, people of the interwebs. It's your favorite abandoned warehouse, Sarah, here with another off-road review. And today I have this 2020 Lexus GX460, or as it's known in some parts of the world as the Toyota Land Cruiser Prado. I'm a huge fan of these, always have been. It's my favorite size of an off-road vehicle. It's not as big as the real Land Cruiser or the LX570. It's actually the same size as the Toyota 4Runner, and it's just right. Ready to go rip. New for 2020, the GX460 gets an updated front fascia with a spindle style grille that some of you hate the styling of Lexus, the I'm gonna eat the entire thing in one bite style grille. I like the front ends of Lexus. I think it's an attractive front end. And on top of that, for 2020, you get these triple beam LED headlights with this LED boomerang daytime running light. Apparently I've never been to Australia before because I don't know what a boomerang looks like, but it looks like a boomerang to me, so that's what I'm gonna say it looks like. Okay. This particular GX460 is equipped with a sport design package that includes these 19-inch gunmetal wheels, which I'm actually a huge fan of. I like the fact that it's all gunmetal and doesn't have any machined face surfaces on it. They're wrapped in these 265/55 19-inch Dunlop AT23 tires, which when I think of overlanding, this is the last kind of tire I would think of. It's more for cruising to golf resorts than it is off-roading. I don't know why I like this so much, but one of my favorite features about the GX460 is the way the rear door and rear glass open. And the rear glass itself will open upwards, which is kind of normal. Most of these SUVs, the rear door opens that way. However, oh my God.
That really hurt. Oh, I'm so gonna have a bruise here.
Another cool feature this has is variable suspension that you can raise and lower with a switch of a button from inside. So take note at the ride height, I'm gonna go switch the switch. So I have this button right here. If you hold it in the up position, it will raise the suspension, mostly in the rear. Then to lower the suspension, I just hold it down and it drops it even lower than the normal ride height. As far as the interior goes, I'm gonna keep this short, sweet, and to the simple and point out to you stuff that stands out to me from physically sitting inside this GX460. I'm not gonna read off a brochure to you because it's 2020 and you guys know how to Google the Google button. The first thing that stood out to me when I got in here is obviously this is an expensive luxury grand crossover. That's what GX stands for, in case you didn't know. But the plastic that surrounds the infotainment system straight up looks like a boombox out of the mid-2000s. However, the infotainment system itself is quite sophisticated and has quite a few new features that were added for the 2020 model year. So this is a touch screen unit. It does have navigation and all the compatibilities for your smartphone like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and Alexa, as well as it is smartwatch compatible on top of that, which is kind of cool. And these rear seats have TVs with headphones that were included for both rear captain's chairs and a remote control that's tucked behind the passenger seat. It comes with battery.
Oh, it comes with headphones?
Yeah, we each get our own pair of wireless headphones with batteries.
This is so cool.
It's like a little living room back there. It's awesome. This does have third row seating. There's two small captain's chairs back here.
It was time for that.
However, if you put those two rear seats up, oh geez.
Oh.
It renders the rear storage space of this vehicle nil. They go straight up against the back door. If you put the rear seats up, you have no back, there's nothing back here. As far as bolstering goes, there is none. The seats don't really offer any bolstering, but they are heated and cooled, as well as the steering wheel is heated. However, it only really heats the sides of the steering wheel. It gets warm, but it's not the warmest heated steering wheel I've ever felt before.
You know what I really like? It's these cup holders right here. That
right?
They just lift up like this. That's pretty neat.
And you know what you can do? You can put a penguin in the cup holder. And he can ride with you. That's so cute. I found it strange that it does not have the typical little Lexus infotainment control touchpad dongle doodad that you see in other models of Lexus. This one is kind of old school in how you control it.
I really like the fact that you can adjust this by yourself.
Yeah.
Right here. This is pretty cool too.
I bet you it reclines. Does it have a recline feature?
There's, yeah.
It does?
I'm back.
How did,
Yeah, on the side.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Despite the rear third row being kind of useless, these two captain's chairs back here are as good as sitting in the front of this vehicle. I mean, we got our own heated seats, our own climate control back here. Overall, material-wise, the interior doesn't look that cheap if you exclude the plastic around the infotainment system. It's the only thing that really stands out as cheap to me. I like this pearl-looking wood texture that is on the dash, and right below it, it does have a contrast stitched leather panel. The center console in here is an abyss. It's deep. You don't want to put a Penguin in there, it'll get lost. Time to start this thing up. It shakes the whole truck when you rev it. Gauge-wise on here, you have analog gauges. There is a little LCD display in the center that can show various different menu systems and a coffee cup to tell you to wake up when you hit the apex. And new for 2020, this does have an off-road package, which takes a lot of the off-road technology that you see in the Toyota 4Runner and carries it over to this Land Cruiser Prado or GX460 platform. So it does have the hill descent control as well as the terrain management, and because it is full-time four-wheel drive, it has an electronic switch to put it into 4-low instead of a manual lever that you have to move it like in other Toyota models. I'm gonna switch over to the GoPro because the DSLR doesn't fit both of us in the shot, but Liz has never been off-roading before.
Never. So I'm pretty excited to go and do this. Please don't kill me.
I'm excited. Let's go. Ooh, this is sticky mud. I can feel the truck like shifting around a little bit in this stuff.
A little bit of sticky mud.
Ooh, do you feel it sliding? Okay, first thing I'm noticing is this thing is buttery smooth off-road.
Send it.
It doesn't even phase this truck.
Send it, Sarah.
Don't tell me to send it, woman, I'll send it.
This is fun.
I'm gonna turn off traction control to go up this hill because I have learned traction control actually makes these vehicles less capable off-road. And I'm not gonna put it in 4-low. I'm just gonna leave traction control off and give this thing hell going up. Let's see how this big rig will do. Usually the heavier the truck is, the worse it does going up these hills. All right, climb.
No problem.
Whoa, oh my God.
That was no problem.
That was probably the easiest any vehicle has ever climbed that hill. That was better than the 4Runner. That was the best anything has ever done that hill. That was dope. The hill descent control, you put it into 4-low, which is gotta be in neutral. So we're gonna put it in speed 2, and then we don't touch the brake. I'll go speed 3.
Oh, it's supposed to do it for you.
Yeah, and it sounds like robotic whales.
Singing.
Doesn't it sound weird? It wouldn't be an off-road video without going through mud. So there's a massive mud puddle up ahead. We're gonna do it. Here goes.
Oh, that's slippery.
Oh my God, we're still sliding. It's got car tires on it. There's no traction with these tires. In reverse direction. Here it goes.
Oh, it has opened.
Hello. And welcome to Garage Science with Sarah and my special guest,
Macbeth!
teacher scientist lady.
How you doing?
Powering this GX460 is a 1URFE all aluminum 4.6 liter 4-cam V8. It puts out 301 horsepower at 5,500 RPM and 329 pound-feet of torque at 3,500 RPM.
That was a whole lot that you just said.
The GX460 is a bit old school because it only utilizes port fuel injection. It does not have D4S, which is port and direct fuel injection that you see on some of the later current models of V8 and Toyota and Lexus vehicles. But this is what makes these things great. It's an old school off-roader that would make an excellent overlanding rig too if you got that kind of money to spend on an overlanding rig. In the name of science, it is now time to give it the beans. So I'm going to move it over into sport mode because I want to try out the manual feature on here. I know it's not going to make it any faster, but this thing's not a race car, so let's do it for fun. And turn off trash control. Ready?
Set.
Give a little bit of assistance. Go. Okay. So choosing the manual shift feature doesn't really do much. That's not bad. It's not slow. For something that's this big, it moves, gets out of its own way.
Yep.
Hi, we're back. So the drivetrain found in this GX460 is a 6-speed automatic transmission with ECTI, which stands for electronically controllable transmission with intelligent. And the intelligent just means it's a Lexus product. It learns your driving habits and adapts to suit you and when you need your power and when you need your efficiency. Paired to that 6-speed automatic transmission is a full-time 4-wheel drive system that uses a torsion base center differential and electronic lockers. It can transfer up to 50-50 power when it's slipping, defaults to 40% front, 60% rear under normal driving, and 30% front, 70% rear when you're cornering.
If you want to be a bougie soccer mom, this is your car.
And your husband secretly wants to escape the apocalypse. Perfect vehicle for that couple.
Boom.
All right, it is now time for the braking test. No one behind us? You ready?
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
They work pretty good.
That was good. That was good. Minor heart attack.
I mean, for this thing being 5,100 pounds and change, it stops like...
The anxiety right now.
As far as normal driving goes, over the past week I've had this thing, I've averaged 17.3 miles per gallon of mixed driving, which included going up and down a mountain. I'm kind of shocked that it was that high, and although this thing isn't the most fuel efficient vehicle, I don't think that's too bad for being how big it is and being full-time 4-wheel drive. So if you guys have never seen one of my car reviews before, I have the most confusing rating system of any car review you have ever seen. So traditionally, I give a meatball score as a rating of 1 to 5 meatballs based on a vehicle's ability to tackle off-road obstacles that look like meatballs on a terrain select knob in a Toyota 4Runner. I also, because it's 2020, have added the cookie score, which is an overall encompassing value for what you get for what you're paying for, 1 to 5 cookies, and the penguin score, which is 1 to 5 penguins based on how much I personally like this vehicle. So with that said, the 2020 GX460 is going to get a rating of 2.5 cookies, 3 penguins, and insert the number of meatballs here because we have not yet gone off-roading. 3 meatballs. I would give it 3.5 or possibly 4 if it had better tires. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And also, check out my friend Liz's YouTube channel. There's a link on the screen. I'm teaching her today how I do car reviews, so I can hopefully one day pass the torch and share my knowledge with other people on what I have learned.
Karen. it. I'm leaving.
Bye.